the back seat, here's your hike, and take a long, long ride on my motorbike till I'm ready. That's a crazy thing called love.
For me now, it's about absolute domination. I want to dominate. As a Canadian, I want to be the man. I want to be the one that is the last man standing.
When we come back, meet the man Michael Buble says gave him support, the sweat off his brow, and the love of the music that's made him a star.
I might have the most supportive family ever. And I know people say that all the time, but I played a lot of joints where I would have been playing a nobody if my mom and dad and their friends and my uncles and aunts and cousins and, you know, grandparents and all of that weren't there.
All right, fellas, we're ready to go.
To understand how Michael Buble pushed a love for the standards into a gold-plated career, you need to spend some time with his grandfather, Mitch. So we asked to go along for the ride.
So you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Just right here, we gotta go now.
Are you going to tell me all the family secrets?
Sure will. I'm sure he's gonna embarrass me in a few seconds.
I'm sure a lot of people have asked this already, but there's the stories that Michael tells about you being the force behind encouraging him to go for this genre of music, to love it, and to get some gigs, to get some profile, get some practice.
Oh, yeah, but
What can you tell me about that?
well, we go take him some digs, like, you know, at a club, and he'd sing 2 songs, and I have to say to the guy, please give him let him sing a couple of songs. He's good, and so he sang it, and then they said, well, have him back next week, and we thought this is fantastic, but actually right now you look, I'd laugh at it, but
It was a big deal at the time. It was a huge deal at the time, yeah.
What was the name of that place?
There was a bunch of places. We used to go to the Ramada and
Yeah.
and a couple of things at the Hotel Vancouver, and
Hotel Vancouver.
it's funny. Well, you say you laugh at it now, but yeah, it was. I mean, he was instrumental in
Dave Corn was talking to him the other day. That's the guy that
This is the first guy. This is the guy that he did. One of the guys he did plumbing for. What did you do for Dave though? You put in a sink or something?
Oh, I did several plumbing jobs.
And so what was the deal? You put in the sink?
And I go sing with the band.
And I'm feeling good.
We used to go to karaoke all the time.
Oh, that was
before any of this
fun.
started, and we were 13 and 12 years old, and we have those tapes too, I'm sure. Don't you have those tapes? Oh yeah. I love the music, and the bigger than all of the support and the things he did that were instrumental in getting me to where I had to go was him sharing the music with me. You know, his love of the music, and he can name 1,000 songs, and I can sing every damn lyric because he taught. You know,
He knew all the words.
Can you sing?
No.
he likes to sing though. You know, his brother, my Uncle Butch, can sing pretty good.
I used to think I could sing until he came along.
You can sing. You know, so.
Then I said, wow, you're terrible. The first time he sang, Boxing Day, just a little kid, and he came over with a little karaoke for a Christmas present.
Yeah.
And you put it down, and you put New York, New York, and you started to sing. And I said, holy man, is this him singing? And it was him. And then you right there and there, man, this guy's got a career.
Another summer day is come and gone away in Paris or Rome, but I wanna go home. Oh no. Maybe surrounded by a million people, I still feel all alone. I just wanna go home.
Was there a moment that you remember, or a day, something that happened where you realized that Michael was absolutely going to be able to make a living out of this? This was going to happen.
Actually, May Foster made that CD with him. And I remember asking him, I says, well, he said, how many do you have to sell? And Dave Foster says, we don't sell 500,000, you'll never make another one. I just look, my jaw dropped off 500,000. I can't count that high, you know. And lo and behold, he made it, and he sold 4 million, 5 million now.
Yeah.
So that, when that happened, I said, wow, he's on his way.
But before that, you figured I could do this, right? You figured
All that from day one, day one.
Now dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? When butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, and that's what I mean. And the soul world is a new world, and a bold world for me. Oh, that's
When you watch everything that's happening to Michael, in your view, what's the best thing that's come out of all of this?
He's winning those 4 awards that day.
He liked the Junos. He liked the Junos. That's his favorite.
4 awards, I expected maybe, I was not expecting, I was hoping for 2, but coming out with 4, holy crow.
Were you there to see it, or were you at home watching on TV?
I was watching on TV. I just had an operation, circumcised, and I was laying down, and I'm laying down flat, and moaning. Then they named me. He got an award.
It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a
And I jumped up, my legs came up, and I said, holy, now I am sore. So down comes my leg, and then he wins the second one.
Michael Buble.
The same thing, 4 times I did the same thing. Next day I couldn't walk.
What a family.
When we come back, now that Michael Bublé's on top, how does he plan to stay there?
I don't want people to say, do you remember him? You know, God, he used to be great. And geez, he really should have hung it up a few years ago. How many of you guys haven't played for a while?
It seems cliche, but when Canadian boy Michael Bublé comes back home for a few days of free time, he spends it playing pickup with his buddies.
I know Carson since I was 3 years old, yeah.
Long time.
In grade 1 in kindergarten, I used to watch him count, because you weren't allowed to count with your fingers, and I swear to God, he used to do this. 3, 4.
After dreaming of the big time, this is how he spends his time and money. He doesn't own a fancy car, he rents a truck when he's in town and springs for ice time at a local rink.
That's what I did, and that's me, and that's you know, I took my money and I spent $4,000 going and renting the rink, so me and my buddy could go out and they wouldn't bitch and go, dude, I can't, $100 too much for you. So that's what I did, and I bought a Vespa as well. That's me.
It's cool, but it's not the biggest indulgence in the world.
It's not even that cool, actually, and it doesn't help with the gay stuff for me riding.
No, that's not going to help. To be honest with you, no.
No.
Is it yellow?
It's purple. My girlfriend picked the color, but
You got probably 1 or 2 more articles coming, I'm going to guess.
that's okay. I just did my first interview for Out magazine too, so.
Bublé's friends are more likely to read about his success than hear about it from him, based on some advice he got from music impresario David Foster.
He said, do me a favor and don't tell your friends what you're up to. And I said, well, what do you mean? And he said, man, he said, you're going to want to tell them. He said, you're going to want to tell them about all these amazing things you're doing and about the money and about the fame and all the people that you meet. And I just said, why? And he said, because they'll never get it. He said, and he said, they won't be able to relate to it. And he said, and why should they? You know, how could they understand? And I get that now. You know, it's like my buddies. I say, my buddy, how are you, man? How's it going? And he'll say, good. And I'll say, what's up? And how's the kid? You know, and he'll say, oh, the kid is good. And my wife's great. And, you know, just working. How about you? And what do I say? What am I supposed to say? Well, I cleaned up at the Junos. I was just hanging out with, you know, blah, 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 whoever. You just sound like a complete arrogant fool. So I just say, oh, just working, like a jerkin.